Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy, and I'm back again with another episode on a Sunday. It's a Sunday afternoon, so good afternoon and good morning and good evening wherever you are in all parts of the world. James Ole has just given us a wonderful update from concerning Houssem Aouar, and it's relieving. It's relieving. It is actually totally contrary from what Alexis Bernard reported 2 days ago, that the player is gonna join Liverpool. That the player is actually that Arsenal actually pulling out of the race. We are actually not pulling out of the race. We are actually focusing on Houssem Aouar next after Ben White. We are gonna discuss that and more. Please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell after subscribing, because it will help you get all the content in time. It will help you it will notify you when we go live. It will help you notify you when the channel uploads, and it will also help you to know what kind of time do we always come live and do we always upload. But if you want the time the time in which I do upload, it's always 9 a.m. in the morning, midday, always midday, 3 p.m., 6 p.m. and around 9 p.m. in the evening. That is my time that I really love to work with. So there's a lot to speak about in the Houssem Aouar fiasco. It's more like a Houssem Aouar deja vu that happened last year, and it's coming back. 2 days ago, I reported that the player was actually set to join Liverpool because that is what Alexis Bernard had actually reported from Leighton Sport. So Leighton Sport had actually given us an update, and they say that just to feed you in, if you didn't watch the video, Leighton Sport said that the player was actually now wanted by Liverpool, Spurs, and Manchester United, and Liverpool were leading that race. However, those reports have been trashed because Liverpool are more interested in signing in Renato Sanchez or Saul Niguez. Actually, their first priority is Renato Sanchez, and then they will either go for Saul Niguez. Their first priority is Saul Niguez. They will either go for Renato Sanchez or maybe someone else. I think Aouar, it could be option number 3. In their hierarchy, they don't see him as their first priority. It is Saul Niguez, Renato Sanchez, and then Houssem Aouar. So Liverpool are not leading that race as first reported by Leighton Sport, and they're not the priority of the player, despite the fact that he wants to join a club with Champions League. Right. Then with Spurs have also handed in an offer actually they are proposing an offer with Tanga Indobele in as a swap deal element with Houssem Aouar. However, James Ole says Arsenal is leading the race to sign Houssem Aouar, and this is what he actually puts out. Let's just get into it, because what he puts out is very, very interesting, very, very, very interesting. Right, let's get into it. Right. So he says, despite reports of other clubs getting involved in the Houssem Aouar deal, Arsenal is leading the race, and they are very, very much convinced that they will finish this deal as soon as possible. He also says that Arsenal will have to sell in order to make an offer for Houssem Aouar. Arsenal will have to sell to make an offer for Houssem Aouar. We are very confident, and we are still leading the race for Houssem Aouar. Now, according if you've been following the channel today in the morning, I was speaking about how Manuel Locatelli has been actually saying that he doesn't want to join us, and he doesn't want to go abroad. He would rather stay at Sassuolo if he doesn't join Juventus. He'd rather stay at Sassuolo than actually go to Arsenal. And Fabrizio has come out in the morning and said Arsenal have not changed their stance. They want to sign in players that are 100% convinced of what they are trying to build at the club, or none of them. So Arsenal will not beg, Arsenal will not drag anyone to join the club. And those were words of Mikel Arteta when we were entering last summer. He said we only want players that are happy to be here. We only want players that are convinced of what we want to do at the club and the project we want to build. So at the moment, James Ole says it is trash. It is trash. The reports that Arsenal is out of the race, the reports that Arsenal could actually pull out of the race are absolutely trash. Arsenal are still in this race, are still in this thing. They are in the driving seat, and they could actually sign Houssem Aouar next. Now, one of the things that are blocking this deal, and I've spoken about it before so many times, is the Granit Xhaka deal. Roma are still waiting for the announcement of Albert Sambi Lokonga, because they said, according to Fabrizio, they were waiting for Arsenal to get in a central midfielder, and they see they're looking at Albert Sambi Lokonga's announcement as an opportunity, as the perfect opportunity to grab Granit Xhaka. Xhaka will join Roma. The only problem is the difference in valuation. The only problem is that Roma and Arsenal do not have that consensus. How much do you want? And how much are we willing to pay? The moment you have a common ground, the moment you have a consensus, an agreement, it's gonna be a done deal. When Xhaka leaves, Arsenal will get in some money, and we will be in position to bid for Houssem Aouar. The problem we are having at the moment, and I want to make this clear, is we have already spent, or we are already spending 80 million euros plus, 80 million euros plus, on 3 players. We will need to get some players out of the system before we add in some new additions. So that is what's going to happen. Granit Xhaka leaves, the likes of Hector Bellerin leave, and Arsenal gets more space and more money and more freedom to bring in more players like Maddison and probably Houssem Aouar. Could Houssem Aouar sign next? I think if you look at our priorities and how we've been moving in the summer, it looks like a central midfielder is gonna be our next destination. It's gonna be our next target, because James Maddison is the deal for James Maddison is a hard one, and the deal of a right back is completely anonymous. It's like it doesn't exist. So I think what Arsenal will do, go in for a central midfielder, and at this point in time, Houssem Aouar is the best deal available for us. It's a bargain. We've wanted him for almost a year, and now he's readily available. For just for a pickup. I don't think we are gonna miss this opportunity. I think Arsenal will fight to get the signature of the player, unless Spurs, unless Liverpool are more serious than us and they get the player. I'm more convinced that Arsenal might get this done. Probably, if not next week, we could also see this one done in the coming week. So that is the update. Arsenal leading the race for Houssem Aouar, and big news. If Granit Xhaka leaves, we could actually get in Houssem Aouar to sign next at the club. Very interesting updates to see what actually happens and comes out of the transfer window. We are in the 3rd week of July. We have actually moved, Jesus Christ, we've moved 4 days into the 3rd week of July. That means that you have around 3 days to the end of the 3rd week of July, and you have 1 week, only 1 week to the end of July. That means you have 3 good weeks to the beginning of the season, and you don't have a central attacking midfielder. You don't have a central midfielder. What are we doing? So the Houssem Aouar deal could be dominating the news in the next, in the coming weeks. We could actually get in Houssem Aouar in the coming weeks. James Maddison, that one is still a very, very difficult deal. I would love to report about it. Honestly, I would love to speak volumes and volumes about James Maddison. But at the moment, there is actually nothing. James Ole says we are leading the race for Houssem Aouar. Let us see if Arsenal can actually also get this done as soon as possible. My name is Cossy, and I remain yours truly. I'll speak to you very, very soon.